Hey, what's up guys? It's Toast with ToastyTabletopGames, and today I've got another deck list type video for you guys. So this one I've called I Spy. The whole premise of it is really just it's eye tribal. There's only a couple, I think there's only like 5 or 6 eye creatures in Magic across like all the sets ever. And so I thought that was an interesting challenge to try and make a deck around that. So this isn't necessarily like something too interesting, but it's, I'm working with what I have here, So anyways, I guess we'll start with our creatures since they're kind of the whole focus here. So we've got our Concealing Curtain. Concealing Curtain is a 1-drop 0/4 that pays for 2 generic, 1 black to flip over into the Revealing Eye, which is the 3/4 menace. And you just get rid of cards from a person's hand, and they draw a card in return. Not like a super great effect, but 3/4 menace is something to be reckoned with regardless. Yep, and I guess there's not too much to say about that. I mean, it's 3/4 menace that is super cheap. All right, so next we have the Evil Eye of Orms by Gore. Is a 4 generic, 1 black for 3/6, and it says that non-eye creatures you control can't attack, which is why exactly everything in this deck is eyes, pretty much. On the flip side, though, Evil Eye of Gorms by Gore can't be blocked except by walls. So you have an unblockable 3/6, which is kind of crazy, actually. Like 6 is a lot of health to get through, and 3 is a pretty decent number to be swinging for at that, too. A pretty simple card, not too much to talk about there either. So next we got the Evil Eye of Urborg. This one also says non-eye creatures you control can't attack. And whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature gets destroyed. So it is a huge creature, 6/3 for 4 generic, 1 black. And blocking it is pretty much a death sentence, So it has to be the target of like removal or something else like that. And once again, exactly why there's only eye creatures in this, pretty much. Since having anything else wouldn't do much for you if it was just him. And finally, we have an Eye Witch, which is a 1/1 flyer, and when it dies, you learn. So I've included 4 different lessons to pick from, but you can obviously change that if you would like. I kind of picked the ones that would just made the most sense or like most useful. So like Scry 2, Draw 2 with Introduction to Prophecy, Introduction to Annihilation, just exile as target permanent as the removal. Expanded Enemy just puts down some 1/1 counters and gains vigilance. And then Environmental Sciences searches for land and you gain 2 life. So a couple options, but there's obviously other lessons that you can put in there that might be better suited for this type of game plan. I just thought that having very general options would suffice. So I guess we'll go on to our sorceries next since we're right next to it. So I've only got 2 different sorceries here. I've got Blood Divination, which is basically just card draw. Just want to cycle through the deck, get things that you need. Pretty simple. You sacrifice a creature to cast it, draw 3 cards. It's too simple. And then we have a Bad Deal, where you draw 2 cards and each opponent loses 2 cards. Or you draw 2 cards, each opponent discards 2 cards, and then each player loses 2 life. So this is like a little bit of hand hate, but you also get the card advantage and lose a little bit of life. But losing a little bit of life has never been a big deal in black. We got a little 22 Swamps. Obviously, change things out as you will. This is a modern deck, so you could put pretty much any land in there that you wanted to, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. For instance, we're running 4 You Are Already Dead, just great removal. Anything becomes blocked by any of the other things besides Evil Eye of Urborg because it'll kill it. You destroy that card, and draw a card. So card advantage, and you remove stuff. Next we got Blood Pact, where once again it says card draw. So target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So you can target yourself for this. You can target your opponent if you really felt like it. Maybe just because they have no life left and you just want to get rid of, just knock them out. That'd be pretty funny. Next we got Blade Brand. And target creature gains death, touch till end of turn, and draw a card. So all of this stuff draws cards. and give something like some useful kind of effect or removal. And finally, we have our artifacts. I'm just running 2 Hand, Eye, and Book of Vile Darkness. So Eye of Vecna enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 2 life. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you can pay 2, and if you do, draw a card to lose 2 life. So you have better card draw if you really felt like it. But on top of that, it keeps with the Eye theme, which I think is pretty funny. Next for the Hand of Vecna. Cause 3 generic, and at the beginning of combat in your turn, equipped creature or a creature you control named Vecna gets XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So you can use the Eye to combo with the hand as equipment. And to equip, it costs 1 life for each card in your hand, on top of having an equip cost of 2. And then finally, we have the Book of Vile Darkness, which, as long as you've lost 2 or more life this turn, you create a 2/2 black zombie token. But what we really have it in there for is to exile the Book of Vile Darkness, the Hand and Eye of Vecna, to create an 8/8 black zombie god with indestructible, which is kind of the win condition of this. Now, provided that you can't have Evil Eye of Urborg and you can't have Evil Eye of Ormsby-Gore when this happens, because they won't be able to attack. But that's kind of why we have cards like Blood Divination, to get rid of them. Stuff, so on and so forth. There's ways to get rid of it, so it shouldn't be something too concerned about. But even if Vecna can't attack, this should be enough by itself, just with like 3 unblockable and 6. It's just a lot of damage. It shouldn't pose any trouble. And on top of that, finally, right, this is super budget. So this is something you could play for less than $20. It's nothing too crazy. So I encourage you to make changes and edits as you see fit, as always, because at the end of the day, you're playing the deck, not me, right? But that's kind of it for this one. So reminder, for 25 subscribers, I'll be opening a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty set booster box, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Otherwise, follow me on my socials on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at ToastyTabletopGames, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.